You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files.
Oh,
I went low on you.
nice. We sounded like a choir. We're choir boys. Yeah. You think you're Tom? You're a choir boy. Yeah. Got it.
I have expected to hear, get to the choir loft.
He's the greatest actor ever known to mankind. You guys out there listening will probably be like, Arnold's the greatest actor, Denny? Yes, he absolutely is. You remember Terminator? Yeah. By 10 minutes in, you believed he actually was a robot.
Okay, I'll
Right?
give you that.
Okay, what's another one? Kindergarten Cop. Okay. 10 minutes in, he's an undercover detective being a kindergarten teacher. And never question it the rest of the movie. Just like, he's Detective John Campbell. Nah.
True Lies.
Conan. True Lies, dude. This dude is like, huge. And somehow
Twins.
there you go. I believed he was Danny DeVito's twin. And
Right.
think of his accent. He's got the accent. He's like gigantic, muscular,
Last Action Hero.
Last Action hero.
He's the
Jingle
Greatest
all,
actor.
jingle
He's the
all
super-
the way.
Jingle all the way. God damn.
He's the super funny comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
He was the gummy bear of Candy Cornea.
And he was a governor.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. He's best actor that ever lived.
Yep.
And I know people don't want to accept that Arnold was the best actor. And
His character in The Expendables was good too, because he just played an asshole.
Yeah,
it was great.
Exactly. You guys remember that Batman movie?
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I believed he was cold.
Yeah, he was cold.
Yeah.
I guess that one.
That
one might be the one that.
I don't think he went to school though on that one.
Yeah.
What
People
killed the
keep telling me-
dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
The Ice Age. People keep telling me that there's a movie where his daughter is like turning into a zombie, and he tries to like save her.
Morgan.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Morgan or something.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but you know what? I already believe that he's trying to save his daughter from being a zombie. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Before we get into the episode, I wanted to shout out that we have a couple new Patreons that are helping support the show. Thank you so much. You guys are freaking awesome. We still don't quite understand why you like us. It's still kind of, it's kind of a mystery, I guess. It's a weird news.
Yeah.
Do appreciate it. I mean, you really are taking a gamble by getting, news from us.
Yeah.
Bless your hearts. I wanted to make sure I said that to the guys that are supporting through Patreon. I'm trying to set it up to where when we get together and record our episodes, that you guys can just kind of hop right in and watch it happen. It takes a bit of work to do, but I am working on that. And the Patreon is sending out random gifts to those guys, which is pretty cool. I think somebody got a coffee mug, a Kentucky X-Files coffee mug for supporting the show for a few months. I thought that's pretty neat.
I don't even have a Kentucky X-Files coffee mug.
I know, me neither. And you guys on YouTube are killing it, man. So for you guys, here's what I want to do. If you guys like the episode, share it out. After you do that, type it in the chat that I liked and shared it. I'm going to write all your names down. I'm going to pick one of you. I'm going to send you one of our new t-shirts. I don't know if we have a picture of the t-shirt. Do we? Do we got a picture of it we can show them?
We don't have a new t-shirt. I'm still working on it.
It's the one, the Sasquatch one. We got that one, right?
We still got it, but I took it down because it's last year's colors.
Oh, so is there a mysterious new t-shirt coming?
There's a mysterious new t-shirt coming. I'm working on it.
So there you go. So they can be
my God.
even better. So we could draw their name, and the person might get, or not might, the person will get the brand new t-shirt before anybody else.
Will it be the first of the new t-shirt?
It'll be the first of the new t-shirts. Yep.
So like, share. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Quit lurking.
Yeah, we only make your phone go off twice a week.
Yeah, you creepo.
Creepy.
Watching us from the dark shadows. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz, and then put it in the chat. I shared and subscribed. And I'll put your names into a list, and we'll pick you. We'll pick who's getting this mysterious new t-shirt when Tyler reveals it. And that's going to be awesome. So I just wanted to appreciate you guys for a minute, because I've been watching the YouTube just slowly come back to life. And that's pretty awesome. Pretty freaking awesome.
And if you send us if you're a winner and you send us a picture of you and your shirt and $1,000, we'll put it on the show.
Yeah.
I had to mute those guys again. No, you do not. You do not have to send us $1,000. It would be nice to send a picture of your dog in your new t-shirt. That'd be nice. But no, you don't have to send $1,000. Thank you.
This is bullshit. We're getting censored. We're getting censored by the man. Tyler's working for big corporate. Ever since we became super famous, you've changed, Tyler.
Give it a week and we're going to have a movie out, Cocaine Tyler.
Yeah.
I have high blood pressure. I can't do that.
So the premise is Tyler falls out of an airplane and survives because of all the cocaine.
He wrestles a bear.
I jogged so fast it slowed my descent. I was like,
oh shit, that hurt. Too early for that. Wow. I just had this mental image of you like flying out of an airplane, and they're like, "Where's your chute?" I don't need a chute. I'm gonna land on a bear. Bam! Lands on a bear, beats the shit out of it, just takes off running through the woods, slaps a Sasquatch out of a hiding spot.
oh man,
I might have had too much coffee already. Feeling excitable, very excitable. These are exciting times, guys. You want to hear something freaking awesome? You're gonna be so excited. So, scientists thought that this bug was long gone. Don't worry. The giant bee is fine.
Yay.
Everything is going to be fine. Not only...
Look at that thing. It looks like it just wants to wreck your shit.
Do you see that pin that's holding it? That's actually a railroad spike.
Yeah.
So...
It's a gutter nail.
The world's largest bee was found again. Thank God. That gives you an idea of how big it is versus your standard bee. Is that
a honeybee on the right?
That's your average bee that you want to avoid at all costs. Now this guy over here with the mandibles, basically the predator bee.
Yeah.
Speaking of Arnold, we probably will need him to fight this thing at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're one ugly. Yeah.
motherfucker.
So everybody can rest easy. The giant bee has been found. Don't worry about it. You're good. So if you get stung, they probably have to amputate.
Yeah. That thing it's prehistoric, right?
Yeah, they thought it
This
was
is-
long gone.
This is the coelacanth of bees. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah,
We thought it was gone, and then they just found it again.
Yeah, this is honestly just we live in blessed times
Right.
because
That's what we needed.
we
Super
really
bees.
did. We needed yeah. Not only do we have the murder hornets,
Maybe that's why it's back. It's like, hey, murder hornet. You remember? You
yeah,
remember me? You ain't
right?
bad. You ain't bad. And you got all the spotlight. Everybody thinks you're bad. I'm about to show you.
Yep. And this is not just a locally, occurring thing. Like they found it in Indonesia. Maybe Indonesia, there's room for a couple bugs to hide out that we couldn't find. But this guy was found at Walmart.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's like a prehistoric dragonfly thing.
Oh, man,
I want to tell you the name of it, but I can't pronounce that. But they call it a giant lacewing.
I'd love to see it in perspective, like something to give us size.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you're looking at your computer screen right now.
Yeah.
And that's how big it is.
Well,
Probably not.
That's not fair because it's not very big on my screen because I've got
Hey.
you guys halved.
Okay, you're probably right. So I don't know. I couldn't find a size comparison, but it's hilarious to me that okay, so I think it's awesome. Cool. We found another prehistoric bug or whatever. The family that this belongs to was actually around before the dinosaurs, and it was discovered on the side of a building in Arkansas, a Walmart. And a local person said that they were walking into Walmart to get milk, and they saw this gigantic bug on the side of the building. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah. So shotgun shells are probably going to go up in price now that we know that we have this crap flying around.
Right.
It's just
I
terrible.
mean, that's the wrong picture.
That still terrifies me. It just reminds me of that cheap sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find it, but I cannot. Like, if anybody knows this movie, it's about like these giant mosquitoes, and it's just like I remember one guy, like a guy gets out of his car. It's nighttime, and like the only thing that's really like making them like light is his headlights, and he turns back. He's like, "What the heck was that?" Like, and he turns back to it, and all you hear is, and there's this thing like just digs into the ground. It looks like a giant like rebar like spike just in the ground, and then you pan back up, and it's this guy that's impaled now, and he's getting all of his blood drained from him from this giant mosquito.
Are you talking about skeeters?
I don't know, but if that's it, I've been looking for that movie because that movie terrified me.
Hold on, I might have a link for you. Where's it at here? Too many tabs open at one time.
Yeah, I've got some real lag going on over here.
Yeah, I lost it. But yeah, it's called Skeeters. Look that up. It's a 90s horror movie, B movie.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's the same one because there's some stuff that happens in that movie that is very, very similar to that. But yeah, giant mosquitoes, giant bees, everything you'd want. But leaving the Earth for a moment, I thought this was worthy of an honorable mention. If you check this out, it looks like it looks like you're standing on the beach and there's some weird like rocks or shells or something. These are like sand dunes that they discovered on the side of Mars, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's actually a scan that's showing how the frost on Mars melts in the late winter. So it's pretty cool, and you can actually go and look at the pictures yourself. I believe you can look at the high-rise camera on Mars. I think it's on NASA, I believe, or you might have to like sift through, but it says that it's 42.5 degrees longitude, 67.076 degrees longitude. I might have said them backwards. Latitude is 42, longitude is 67.
Are
So
you?
you can check that out.
I think I might have Tyler's movie. Is it Insecula?
I don't know the name. Like the only part I remember that like was seared into my brain was that part where the guy was impaled.
Let's see here. I'm gonna give this right here to Tyler and see what he thinks.
Click. I don't know. That might be it. But I don't see the guy being impaled. It actually like when I say mosquito, it literally just think of a mosquito a size of a minivan or an Astro van.
Gotcha. There was also a movie in '94 called Mosquito.
It might have been called mosquito.
Must have been a mosquito kind of year.
Yeah. Well, you know, all those horror movies come in droves.
Waves.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to find something you hate more than getting eaten alive by mosquitoes in the summertime.
Right.
You know,
That's fair.
And bugs in general.
Yeah.
I would hate to ever find. I just okay. Yeah, this is terrifying. Like these giant, the dragonflies and big fucking bees. But if anything needs to stay dead, stay extinct, is the Arthropleura. Never want to see that ever in my entire life.
no,
Is that
that's
the giant centipede?
yeah. There's nothing about that needs to be around. I'm sure they'll find one any day now, though.
I'm already terrified of things with 8 legs. I don't want something that has 26 or 25 going on to 100 legs. So I'm a little hesitant on anything that's more than 4 legs.
I mean, the thing with 100 legs, and he's covered in armor. You know, I mean, that's pretty bad. Yeah,
I'm sorry, guys. If that's
nothing
actually, if anybody says that they are alive, I'm selling everything I got. I'm getting guns. I'm just sitting in my room waiting.
Right.
And those motherfuckers are going to die.
How big did they actually get? Did we have any kind of? I know that there was some fossils with suggestions, but do we know for a fact? Weren't they enormous? Weren't they like 8 feet or 9 feet long or something?
They're pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
They're probably about 2 to 3 feet wide.
You know, though, you think it's only a matter of time before they find some of this shit. Here's probably the largest spider that ever lived, which I know Tyler's going to be super excited about. Thus far, though, Ty, they have not found one. So I feel like we're good. I feel like I'm saying we haven't found one, so everything is fine. How do you spell Arthropleura? Oh, there we go. So yeah, I mean, there it is again.
Well, he looks like a nasty boy too. He looks like one of those orb weavers.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's the other thing. Think about how badass that spider had to be able to be fossilized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that dude's a beast.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have the same like phobia of spiders like Tyler does, but at some point when something's that big, it's forgivable. It's like, okay, this is way too big of a spider. I gotta, I got to get out of here. Okay, I got an artist depiction here. Well, that's from Walking with Dinosaurs. It shows an Arthropleura basically fighting like what looks like kind of a like alligator dinosaur or something. If I can get the picture here to work. Let's see. So I reckon they got kind of big. I don't know. I mean, how accurate is that? I'm trying to find something for size comparison we can look at here. The son of a bitch was huge. Good God. Okay, here's
you got there, buddy.
Let me see if I can save this here. Here's something. Somebody put this together. It's like some size comparisons. A couple of dudes that are super excited about this giant Arthropleura, and then one there that shows you the size comparison between an Arthropleura and a guy.
It's like 7 to 8 foot tall. Yeah.
Yeah. See, we don't need any of that. We don't need that crawling around. That's not right. I don't like it.
That thing's like 3/4 of a canoe.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if they could swim. I mean, with that many legs, if you just got in there and like dog paddled like super fast.
I bet it's fast if it could. I think we lost Tyler.
Yeah. I don't think the bug section is for him.
No, not so much.
Yeah. I don't get it because I clearly said that they haven't found the giant spiders that we know of.
Right.
You know, I wonder what the biggest one they have found is.
The bird eater, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This would be enough for me to. This would definitely be enough for me to say like, yeah, I don't want to see this. I don't want anything to do with this.
Nope.
Should I show it, or is it too much for the viewer?
I mean, I'm good, and 93% of the people that listen to us don't see us, so
that's true. So, okay, Tyler, hide your eyes.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's the bird eater, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Got his hand next to it. What the fuck?
Well, it turns out that you can fool it by making your hand look like a spider in submission. So that's how they know you. Okay. So yeah, that's the biggest one that they found. So should be fine. They can't possibly get much bigger than that, right?
I mean, currently?
Yeah. I found something. I watched this the other day. I wish there was a way for me to play the video for you guys, but I can put the link. Give me 1 second. I'll put the link up for you guys. This diver, all right, scuba diver in Brazil, face to face with a 7-meter long anaconda. And when I first saw this, I put the link for you guys in the chat. When I first saw it, I thought it was horseshit. I thought that them pictures where it's like got a crane holding up the snake and all that, and it's like completely clickbait.
Yeah.
I thought that for sure that's what this was until I actually saw it and was like, holy shit, dude.
Are you talking about the one they picked up with the excavator?
Yeah.
I saw that too. Not too long ago, I just saw that.
Yeah. So when I saw this pop up, I'm like, nah, no way, Well, turns out, yeah, this dude was swimming around with this absolutely enormous anaconda, like straight out of the movie. You know what I mean? And if you like skip through a little bit, I think right around I guess like 47 or 48 seconds in, you can actually get a really good idea of like the size of this thing. And from what I understand, since then, the dude's actually found bigger ones. So I don't know. I'm going to follow up on that because I just want to see like how much bigger they're talking, you know. They were saying that this snake was 23 feet long and it was about 200 something pounds.
Look at the head on him.
Yeah.
I love that they were just calm. I'm one to just do my job, just get it
Right?
done with. But I'm just saying, if my boss was like, "Hey, get in there and film that fucking snake," I'm like, "This, you get your ass in there. Fuck you, fuck you."
Not into
And
it.
I'd probably figure out like how many different languages I could say "fuck you" to this guy.
Trying to find the a picture to show everybody since I can't show the video to them.
The vidya.
This thing is just absolutely enormous. Oh yeah, man.
That's ridiculous.
Can we put the link in one of the banners?
Yeah. Let's see.
Just copy the link and put it in the banner. The only crappy thing is, I don't know if they can click the banner though.
I don't. Oh yeah. See, that's not going to work.
Yeah, we had to type all that out.
Okay, so yeah. I tell you what, I can. I definitely can. It won't let me. It won't let me grab the pictures. I'll put the link to that in this YouTube video's description, so you guys out there can click this and see it for yourself because it's fucking incredible. I'm like, they're finding more and more crazy shit every year now. Giant bugs, snakes that are bigger than, you know. There was a famous one, if you guys recall. It was, Jesus, this was a long ass time ago, like World War II. Yeah, World War II. Here's a picture that was snapped. I can show you this one. Let me steal this picture real quick, and by steal I mean borrow responsibly. The story behind it is, hang on here. Oh my God, really? Like nobody. Okay, so in 1959, Remy van Lierde served as a colonel in the Belgian Air Force. And I guess when he was flying over the Congo, returning from a mission by helicopter, he reported having seen a snake as he flew over the forest. He described the snake as being close to 50 feet long.
Oh, I remember hearing about this story.
2 foot wide by 3 foot long triangular head, which, if his estimates were correct, it would place the creature among the largest snakes that ever exist. Upon seeing it, he had the pilot turn around and make another pass, at which the serpent reared up the front 10 feet of its body as if to strike, giving him opportunity to observe its underbelly. However, after flying so low, he believed it to have been within striking distance of his helicopter. He was ordered the pilot to resume his journey, so the creature was never properly documented, although some reports suggest that an on-board photographer managed to snap a shot of it. And there is a picture floating around here, if I can manage to get a shot of it here. I don't know if this picture is legit, but I know that this story has been featured on like Joe Rogan, things like that. Wow, man, why is it so hard to get a picture?
I don't know, but it's like nothing wants to work with pictures today.
Yeah, we're having a bad picture day.
Right.
Nope, can't get that one either. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so
let's try something. We might have to do it the old school way there, buddy, old pal.
All right. You gonna send it to me?
I'm gonna see if I can't find it on my phone and then send it through Facebook.
Okay.
And then maybe it was Giant Snake, Congo.
Yeah, they kind of have the same default picture floating around for it. It's pretty neat. I don't know if this picture is legit, but it kind of gives you an idea, I guess. But how crazy is that, man? Like a 50-foot snake,
Wow,
in the Congo.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get the large one here.
Okay.
And I'll send it to you in the chat and see if you can snag it that way, because maybe it'll pass through enough things to be usable.
Got it. Let's see if I can throw it up here. Yep, there it is. Here it comes. Here's the alleged picture of the giant snake snapped in 1959. I'm not so sure. Because to me, that looks like, you stepped outside and you snapped a picture of a snake on the ground. Like, I'm not getting a sense of scale here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like
That looks like grass.
It looks like grass and like weeds and shit, but
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder. I mean, in the story, if he didn't see something, like, why bother with the story?
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's on his way back from a mission. So what like purpose does it serve him to be like, oh, I saw this giant snake, and like make up a whole big story about it,
Yeah. I mean, we could be looking at brush too. Oh, okay. I've got an even bigger one.
All right.
Let me save this picture here and I'll send it to us. This is more zoomed out, so it's hard to tell on my phone. But try pulling that one up and see what you get. See what it looks like.
Let's see if this one works better here.
Maybe we'll get some better perspective.
All right. There you go. That one, I don't know. I mean, I still can't get the sense of scale, I guess, because to me it almost seems like, well, what if it's just a smaller snake in the yard? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Because those look like trees up in the top right.
I still the definition of this camera, I don't know if I could get.
That's the other thing I was going to mention, was how vivid the picture of the snake is, like the snake itself is, versus the background.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you gave this to somebody and just like, hey, do you see anything in this picture?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're like, hey, there's like a worm right here.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I don't know. Like if you ask them do they see anything, at first glance, I don't think you would ever even tell there was anything in this picture. So this picture just looks like he's just stood on his lawn chair.
Interesting.
Out in the back.
Yeah, interesting to me is actually like researching the guy himself.
Mm-hmm.
Is okay. Not to throw people under the bus here, but take take the Patty video, Patterson Gimlin. Okay.
Yeah.
Once that video came out, they went everywhere with it. They sent it out to everywhere, and let's face it, they made the majority of their lives' careers based on that video.
Yeah.
So there's a camp out there that believes that, obviously they believe that the Patterson Gimlin is not real, and that those two guys came up with it to try to make a fortune off of it, right? So they spent a year pushing it. Okay. This colonel did not spend the rest of his life doing that. Right? So he maintained the same story, and he did not go from place to place talking about the giant snake. It happened, and that was that. And he stuck to his claim that he wanted to fly over for closer inspection, but when the snake stood up, he thought it would attack the chopper, so he just left. So, in my opinion, like that's more in line with a legit sighting of something.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, we've got what do you call it? What's the ones reticulated? Is it reticulated pythons that are the biggest ones in the world?
I'm not sure. I'm messing with the picture on my phone, trying to see if I can bring it up and make it brighter. I think this is a legit picture, but I don't know that it's 50 foot.
Yeah. Okay, so check this out. This is from A to Z Animals. Here's a reticulated python, and for scale, here's a person holding it.
Right.
And his being blurred out for safety, so the snakes don't come back and try to get him.
Right.
But reticulated pythons are known for being, they're little. What do you call it? Cantankerous. They're little. Yeah. They're a little aggravated. They should be called. Cantankerous. They should be called aggravated pythons because they don't like being screwed with.
Right.
You're the biggest snake in the world. You're like, dude, they made a movie about anacondas. I'm bigger than them. You know what I mean? Just saying. But if you think about it, though, in the movies, anaconda probably sounded cooler.
Yeah.
Right.
This summer, reticulated python.
Yeah, well, like the reticulated pythons get long, but aren't the anacondas the bulkiest of the snakes?
I don't know. Because it's some places think that the green anaconda is pound for pound the biggest snake in the world, but some people swear up and down it's the reticulated python. Maybe it's a close tie, like the old T-Rex and the old Giga.
Yep.
Like nobody really knows for sure. It's just kind of, I don't think anybody's going to want to drag one of each of them out and stretch them out in the field and, try to see how many canoes they are.
Right.
But all I'm saying is that, this guy said he saw a 50-foot snake, right? We know for sure that there are 33 to 35-foot snakes already out there. This is 15 feet of difference. Yeah. I can live with this. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I can live with a 50-footer.
And we do know that a lot of the species out there that were known to be enormous were hunted out of their size.
Yeah.
Think of the size of fish or the size of crocs and gators. All the really big ones have been killed out.
Yeah.
We do know that has happened. So maybe this is also something that happened.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think that he probably flew over and saw kind of a holdover. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It says here the largest snake in the world its name is Medusa. It's a good name, and it was 7.67 meters long, or is 7.67 meters long. I don't know the conversion to canoes, but I feel like it's big.
So I'm looking at this here, and I'm seeing a marginal difference in length between boas, pythons, and anacondas. All right.
So what are you coming up with?
Some boas can get up to 30 feet long. Pythons can get to 33, and anacondas get to about 30. So it's a very marginal difference. However, large boas get up to 280 pounds. Pythons can get up to 250 pounds. Anacondas can get up to 550 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can totally live with somebody spotting a 50-foot snake. You know what I mean? I can live with
snake. A 50-foot snake, what, 60, 70 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it's fair. The guy said he saw it.
That's almost 80 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like, if there's shit like this that they're finding on a regular basis right now,
yeah,
then maybe something like this isn't so far out there that, I don't know. All I know is the Earth is a scary fucking place. What did you say? Was it the last one where you're saying like how the Earth is basically not for us?
Yeah.
Like everything has been designed to kill us.
Yeah.
Everything, including the Earth itself.
Yeah.
Like less than a third of it is inhabitable for humans. This is not our planet. Not in the slightest.
Right.
I was just thinking too, it's like what's the lifespan on these things?
Oh God, dude. I can only imagine. I have a picture here of the first caveman actually walking up on one of these giant snakes, and you can pretty much see by his expression,
right?
That he doesn't have any descendants alive today. Also, here's a picture of the first time a caveman saw what is it, the short-nosed bear. You can clearly see that he didn't make it either.
Right. You know who he needed on this episode is Balls May Bite.
Oh,
I bet he probably has some information that we're missing just from years of research.
Let's call him out.
Yeah.
We're calling you to the ring.
Educate us.
We need you to get in here and talk about snakes with us so we know things.
Well, this says here 10 years is for an anaconda.
That doesn't seem like much for... Wow. Doesn't that seem like really short for something that big?
An average lifespan in the wild is about 10 years.
No shit. I wonder if that's like dying from old age or if that's just like something, coming along and killing it.
Adult snakes live around 20 to 30 predators.
I wish I could find a picture, like a side-by-side of these guys.
Yeah.
Well, this one says that this is kind of a blanket one for like all like snakes. It says 20 to 30 years.
Okay.
With natural predators and environment, human interaction. Can snakes live up to what?
It's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
170 years.
So,
okay, this one's different. This one actually said a captive snakes can live as long as 170 years. But in the wild, they can survive to 100 years. I don't know. This is facts.net that said this.
So here's your kind of a size comparison of some of the largest snakes that ever lived. And the big purple one up there is the old Titanoboa. And they're estimating that it was only about 42 feet long. So from a helicopter, how hard would it be to estimate 50 feet versus something that was 40-something feet?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're flying and moving and seeing something like this for the first time, because we also got to remember, we didn't have the internet back then. We didn't have, as much travel, I would assume. Like, this is the first time a lot of Americans were seeing some crazy shit because they were going into other countries. A little bit of exaggeration. You're in war. It could be the old fisherman's thing. It could have been a 38-foot long snake and he thought it was 50. So what's the difference of 12 feet when you're flying,
Yeah.
Big is damn big.
And
Yeah.
and as men, we always exaggerate on size. Just saying.
I mean, that's fair, yeah.
We're always talking about, who's got the biggest snake. So it says here that I'm looking at basically it's a science journal of herpetology. It says that Katanga, which is the spot that this allegedly happened, is considered an overlooked hotspot for reptiles. It says that the indication is that there is at least 119 species in the area. The majority of that is snakes. And that a lot of these are still pretty much undiscovered. So I think it's one of those
plausible.
Okay, man, yeah, let's get in there and have a look at these. And they're like, ooh, it looks real dark and scary in there. Let's just get a helicopter, snap some pictures.
What I'm trying to figure out is okay, that's why I was asking about the lifespan of these. What could be an anaconda? Because didn't you say anacondas they're not the biggest lengthwise, but they do get the heaviest.
Yeah, that's the heaviest snake.
Yeah, they get around 500.
But as far 550 is the larger ones.
Yeah.
But we're talking a marginal difference of about 3 feet in length.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is the lifespan. If this actually was able to evade predators long enough, maybe it was a little bit more, successful. I guess you would say, blessed in its growth. It was bigger than most of its counterparts, so it was able to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Because there's always that chance that it if there's enough food for it, it could continue to grow in certain ways too. Just like us, there's not that many people that break 7 feet in humans. Right. But there's a chance, so I feel like that would be a chance in that, and be crazy about it too. Is what if that thing was 50 feet back then? Would it continue if it was alive today? Did it continue to grow?
There is a scientific description of this phenomenon called indeterminate growth. And there is examples of this in animals that we know of. One being kangaroos. Kangaroos will continue to grow indefinitely. Believe it or not, a kangaroo can just keep on growing. If the food is there and things are good, he'll keep on getting bigger and more ripped.
Are kangaroos, side note, are kangaroos meat eaters?
No.
Oh.
No, they are.
They're just incredibly violent.
Yeah. They saw it work for the hippo, and they were like, you know what? Let's just be dicks. Yeah. Seems like it's helping them out. They're fighting their crocodiles over there, guys. They had a meeting.
But continue. Sorry.
Indeterminate growth is if the environment doesn't hinder it, if the food source is there, animals will grow to sizes just unachieved. There's Tyler, you're gonna hate my fucking guts for this, but spiders are another creature that do this. The only thing that keeps spiders from being gigantic is us and predators. Yeah. We stop them from getting gigantic.
Lobsters are another one.
Lobsters, yeah.
They're immortals that grow as big as they want.
Yeah. I still think that's amazing. We look at them as this ultimate food source, but here's an animal that literally just keeps going. They just keep on a ticking.
And what's weird about
snakes are not in that category?
I don't think so. At least that we know of, though. I mean,
I'm just saying, there's always that chance. There's always random, what would I would say, oddities or just random occurrences in life that made this thing to grow to abnormal size.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's survival of the fittest, but we don't have a like concrete line as to what is the fittest. In some instances, a mouse could be the fittest for his environment. In some instances, a 50-foot goddamn snake in the Congo could be the fittest.
He's definitely getting hawked. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And at that point, like, it would probably, like, nothing would really want to fuck with it because of the size.
Shit,
so,
no.
Like, any other predator out there, if it came across like a lion or something, like, yeah, that would be a fucking, like, yeah, that lion will fight, but would it be able to do enough damage before it like actually like constricts it and kills it?
Yeah.
Especially being 50 foot long.
Oh no, yeah.
Wow.
I was reading this thing that was talking about what animals would take over the earth if we all vanished. Turns out it's not animals at all. The most evolved organism on the planet is fungus.
I was just about to say that's the largest organism.
Yeah, fungus is supposedly, what would take over after we're gone. I thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, no shit. Huh.
We talked about that. What was that one? I can't remember where it was. It's like, I can't remember the size of it, but it's like the massive living organism on the planet now today.
Yeah, it's
a tree or a fungus, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a group of trees or something. I can't remember. Pretty wild.
Yeah, they're all identical too, like, or something. Like they're basically the same tree and stuff, or like, because it's this fungus that lives off of it.
Yeah, and it connects them under the ground.
Yeah,
and it looks like a forest up top.
Yeah,
but below the earth, all of the roots are intertwined, so it's just one big organism.
And it's pretty wild, man. Pretty crazy, man.
It's like I remember one time when I was growing up, we caught a rat snake out on the farm, and I'd seen like big black snakes and big rat snakes growing up. But most of them were like 4 or 5 feet, something like that. And we caught one. Excuse me. Actually, you and I have a mutual friend of the guy that was with me, and I'm 6'4.5", 6'5", somewhere in that ballpark. And when I stand flat-footed, I can touch 8'1" with the tip of my middle finger, right?
Yeah.
When we caught this thing, I had about that much of it under my boot. His head was sticking out past the edge of my boot, right? My boot was behind his neck, and I had all of my arm stretched up as high as I could go. And there was at least a foot or two wrapped around my forearm. The tail was like here.
Wow.
So 9.
That's quite
9.5 foot long rat snake. That's pretty good size. I'm not
quite a bit bigger than I've ever seen.
I'm not even sure how big they get, but I know it was a rat snake because it was that gray black. It wasn't a black snake.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I had a big fish tank with a bunch of like box turtles and stuff in it. You know what I mean? And I had this really, really large box turtle. Now, on the side of my tank, it was like gravel and sand, and it went like this, and I had water.
Yeah.
I had found a crawdad that was like this big.
Yeah.
And I put it in there to live, and those turtles never messed with him. And I could feed this crawdad little goldfish.
Yeah.
And I had him for a couple of years. Like, he was so huge. I thought he was so awesome.
Yeah.
And it was just weird because I'd never seen one that big before, and I've never seen one that big since. But
I've never seen giant ones, but I pulled an albino one out of the water one time.
Yeah, that's cool.
It messed me up, dude, because I thought it was a white rock.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, he must have been incredibly lethargic because it must have been cold. And I just reached down and grabbed him, and I mean, he was a good size, about 3 inches long or so, but he was solid white with red eyes.
That's crazy looking.
Yeah, it was neat.
Oh yeah.
What's the? I know you guys fish. What's the biggest snapping turtle you've seen?
I had one at my parents' house where I grew up. I had one. There was a pond. You had to cross the fence, and there was a standing pond up here where the horses would come down there and they'd play in it and all this.
Yeah.
We had one in there, and I called her Nessie.
Nice.
Because her head was that big around.
Yeah.
And it was funny because over the period of like, say 2 or 3 years, I was catching fish and I was taking them back in a cooler and I was dumping them in this pond because I wanted to have my own fishing pond, and I thought it would work, and it never did. But I was sitting there fishing, trying to see if I could catch something. And I looked down, and I was sitting right at the edge, and I saw this giant head staring at me, and it scared the shit out of me. And I don't know how big she was, but I know her head was like the size of a softball. Like, she was huge.
Well, now you know why it wasn't working. You were feeding her. You were like Betty White in Lake Placid.
Yeah. It was funny because I kept dumping bass in there and bluegills, and you could see them. Like, you could see them in the water swimming around, and then over time they were just disappearing. And I thought, well, raccoons or something. And it never had dawned on me that this massive snapping turtle was, and a buddy of mine that helped me dump all the fish in there actually saw her one day when he was up there with me. And I remember him being like, dude, look at the size of that thing. And it was like, if you took like a shovel and tried to scoop her up, like, you probably wouldn't be able to lift her out. You know what I mean? She was big.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
I can't really remember. I didn't catch it or catch anything, but because I was never really a big fisherman. But there was a pond behind my house, and I remember me and my friend was walking around, and one of our other friends was already out there, and he was just throwing a line in, and then he as we were about to leave, he pulled something in, and it was like, I was like, man, you probably just snagged a rock or something. Like, you're like, because he's like raking this thing back, and then finally it comes to he finally gets it to the bank, and I was like, it's probably the size, like the shell itself was the size of like a stop sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if that's massive, but it was like
pretty good size. Yeah,
that's a good size.
Me personally, I was like, I've never seen a snapping turtle before, so I was like, man, that is huge.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I guess that was a bad idea. Like, it's not a good idea because there's a rope swing that we have, like, that somebody long time ago. I make it sound like it's back in the fucking day, but yeah, they put a rope swing, and some of us use it to jump into the pond and shit. I was like, maybe it's a bad idea to go there. We'd lose some toes.
My buddy's got a big farm pond. It's borderline lake is what I would call it. It's big enough. He's got a floating dock and a cable that you can get on and go back and forth. And it's like 6 55-gallon plastic drums with a deck built on it.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of pull yourself across the lake on the cable. And on the opposite side from where you arrive to the lake, there's a dam, and he's got like a park bench sitting over there. And we were over there fishing one time, and there are some big ass fish in this farm lake, whatever you want to call it. And we look out, and about halfway across, what looks to be the lid off of a metal garbage can surfaced, and it was a snapping turtle.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was huge. And I was like, God, that thing's enormous. And he says, yeah, we tried to kill it, but a 9mm shell bounced. He said we shot it with a 9mm, and it ricocheted off its shell. We heard it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, good Lord. Because they were trying to get rid of it because it was, it's going to eat all the fish.
Yeah, could you imagine the turtle sitting there floating, and it was like, and he's like, what the shit?
Right.
Damn super bees.
Yeah. It came full circle.
It did.
I remember those bees from 110 years ago.
I remember So Josh, you have some weird news, right? You have some Some ancient news.
I have some ancient news we could end the show on.
Nice.
Though it's funny is actually in the private chat I said if you wanted to we could save it till next week because it didn't really fit in what we were talking about. But
I just now seen that. Sorry.
It's all good though. We can pass this. I've got two stories that are somewhat linked in a way.
Okay.
And I'll explain the link as we go. So apparently, Danish scientists have found the oldest known reference to the Norse god Odin. They found a golden disc from the 5th century, right?
Okay.
And it says, again, one of the experts who made the discovery said, I can't bring my arms down in pure ecstasy, right? So this is a handmade golden disc, and it looks to be the one top center, I'm assuming.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking, because we couldn't get the picture to upload from the website. Let's see here, I wish I could find where it said what they thought it said on there. Where's it at? Oh man, okay. So it was discovered by an amateur metal detectorist.
Oh wow.
In 2020. It's 2.2 pounds.
Oh my God.
And it included 2.2 pounds of gold medallions, and it was Roman coins and jewelry and stuff, right? So they were making jewelry out of the old coins.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And this tells you how old this thing is. It was buried 1,500 years ago.
Oh shit! Damn.
But the coin itself is from the 5th century. Right.
So they were, okay. So they were definitely melting it down.
Yeah. So that's 5th century. I mean, they're doing metalwork in the 5th century, like not just like necessity metalwork. We're talking, there was no need for this. This was want, which is really freaking cool. It kind of tells you about like us as people.
Yeah. I see here the translation of what's inscribed on it.
Oh, you found a translation? Awesome.
Yeah, it says that the disc is inscribed with "He is Odin's man," likely referring to a ruler or tribal leader.
Okay,
pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So my other story, and this is also from this is from 2 years newer. I'm sorry, that was a 2020 discovery. There's a team that believes they have found the tomb of St. Nicholas, Santa Claus.
What?
So why this ties together is because the depictions of Santa Claus, as we know it, is basically a fair amalgamy of Odin and St. Nicholas. It's kind of a merger of the two.
Okay. Yeah.
The running around and giving gifts and being super, super generous and helping people, that's kind of the St. Nicholas thing, right?
Is that what we're looking at?
Yes. So it was buried and unseen because of the tiled mosaic floors were so intricate. And I guess they were doing some work there and discovered a tomb under the floor. And they found the body of a man who they thought to be St. Nicholas.
Wow.
St. Nicholas's body has been lost forever. Nobody knew where he was. Okay. Now they can't prove that this is him, but this is what they think.
Yeah.
It just all the evidence points to it being St. Nicholas.
That's pretty wild.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of things coming back from the past.
Yeah, it seems like
bugs.
Yeah, it seems like this episode's all about resurgence. You know?
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Man, and I'm wondering what else is underneath of that church,
Yeah. I would love to be able to talk with them and just, hear it from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? Like what they think, what's their speculations. That'd be really cool.
How did they find? Did they say like what they did? Did they actually dig under the?
So okay, let me go here to the article. Okay, so basically, what they're doing is removing the mosaic one tile at a time, cataloging it so they can get it all back together. So that's when they were working on the church, they discovered that there was a tomb under the floor. And once they discovered that, now they've got to take the whole floor apart so they can get down in and see what's going on down there.
Gotcha.
I need to see if there's a follow-up on this.
I kind of like because this kind of reminded me of a thing I just read, because the Great Pyramid of Giza, I think that's what they were saying it was. They said that they, back in like 2015, they started to do 3D mapping of the whole pyramid. And they found right in the entrance, without any digging, they found a I can't remember, like a 30-foot cave by 3-foot wide, like tunnel going around it. So, and they said it was right at the entrance of the pyramid itself. Right. So I thought it was, I just didn't know if they were using the same technology.
No. They are actually, they're doing hand excavation. That's what they're doing with this one. Because they found the body. That's what started everything. Yeah, they have the body. They're just not 100% positive it's St. Nicholas, but everything points to it being St. Nicholas.
Let's see.
They knew that in the Crusades, St. Nicholas was laid to rest in Italy somewhere, but they think he was moved to Demir, Turkey.
Yeah, this is the picture that keeps coming up.
That's really cool.
For the St. Nick, I don't know what that is. If it's like some kind of a casket or coffin or something, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild. It's neat though, man. Yeah, the past has come back on this episode.
Yeah, tenfold.
Awesome. That's what I mean, man. They, like, all this stuff, all these discoveries, I feel like we're just not we're not out of the woods yet, There's so much.
Right.
I'd like to in the future dive into some of these like extremely ancient civilizations that they're discovering, I think Josh got abducted by his ship.
Yeah.
Oh, there he's back. Okay, they dropped him
How
back
was the ship? How was the ship? Was there coffee?
There was, and the AC works exceptionally well.
Nice.
I actually,
you want to know, you don't want to be on a spaceship and not have good air conditioning,
Right.
I know it's a topic that's been beat to death, but I do want to get into the lost city of Atlantis. I really would like to.
It's only a matter of time. It was a matter of time on this show, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, there's a lot of cool stuff behind that. There's a lot of people reinterpreting the who was that? Was it Socrates or which guy was it that was that wrote about it? Plato,
yeah.
They're reinterpreting what he said.
Yeah.
Because they have a better understanding of the language.
I recently just saw some clips. I don't know if it's an old episode of Joe Rogan, but the guy on there's a place in Africa that shows how Plato described the city of Atlantis.
Yeah.
And there's this satellite picture of this area, and it looks almost identical. It's there's no water around it, but the landmass is how it was formed. Looks like it used to have water around it at one point in time. So, and they said the first king of, I guess, Atlantis or something, or something, where was Atlas, King Atlas or something.
Okay.
And there was actually a kingdom, there was a kingdom that's not too far from it, that their first king was named Atlas. or something like that. I might be butchering this, but this is something that I just wanted to kind of say a little tidbit, and then let me do my due diligence and look it up, and I'll bring it up in another episode, because it's actually really, it's one of those stories that it's been so embellished, but I really want to know what's the truth, what's truth behind it, what hasn't been embellished. Like, I don't know if I can't say that they're living today under the water, but it's still cool.
I think that's the biggest misconception, is that they think that it was underwater.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It sounds like we could do a whole episode on this. Maybe we should save it up for Thursday.
I think we should. Let's do some digging, and let's come back together, and let's go to Atlantis, man. I'm in.
All right.
There's so many links. I'm just saying, just putting this out there. There's the alien civilization link. There's the Nazi occultism link to Atlantis. There's the ancient civilizations. There's some crazy ass shit in regards to Atlantis, and not just Atlantis. There's other semi-Atlantean,
And we actually have on the crew a half Atlantean stunt double Tyler.
That's true.
That is true. We could get him in here to to possibly.
There he is.
Speak a little bit about what life was like back then.
Yep.
So all right, guys, we got an hour and 11 minutes into this. We'll see you guys on the next one. I guess we're going to Atlantis. Let's do it. Maybe we can send Tyler to report from Atlantis if we find it.
Boat
trip. All right. So you guys take care of each other out there. We're all each other has, and keep an eye on us. Make sure we don't do anything too dumb. We'll see you in the next one.
Mwah!
See you guys.
A bunch of
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, we're fucking tool bags, but we love it.